Welcome, everybody, to a typical Wednesday night on the Triple B Experience brand show. This is the football picks, or the FooseBall picks, as we call them.
Yep.
We've been doing it all season long, Shane. We only got a couple more weeks to go. And we have a couple other guys. If they fly in, fine. Hey, we just got to do what we got to do because, no offense, I have other shows to do at 9 o'clock, and I like to be prepared for one of the flagship shows, and that's the Black and Gold Dynasty show where I'm talking Steelers football.
So you're telling me, Bubba, that this foosball pick is not a flagship show.
Well,
so.
Well, I mean, it's going to be done in like a couple weeks. So, I mean, it's good. It's because it's just a spur of the moment thing that we did. We were going to do this with Brian Lamort, and his buddy was going to do it. And I'm like, Morty, you have to do this at the first part of the season. I'm going to do this next year. So I'm going to do it with, if the guys that are still doing this want to do it. I don't know, because sometimes they're busy. Sometimes life has its moments to do. So, I mean, I like to have consistency. I like to be prepared, and I like to be as professional as I can be, because I have a lot more people with their eyes looking upon the Triple B experience lately. So I want to be.
What about having a guest picker?
I could have a guest picker.
Maybe Biden will come on if he's out of a job.
Who, Joe? You think?
Joe Biden might come on, but he'll pick Britt Baker for every NFL game.
Well, I mean, if he comes on, I mean, Steelers freak.
Steelers freak.
Well, I could get like, there's a super amount of people that I can bring on now, because the networking that I've been doing, I use credit for. Thanks. Well, no one's called me Steeler freak, but I'll give you a good reference. I will do that.
Hey, Bubba, I might be leaving you because I don't know if you know this, but I got called back. There's five slots that they want me to. They're going to let me know the time to arrive. But your favorite show, Mayor of Kingstown. Guess what?
Nice.
Old Shane's going to be. I'm going to either be a cop or a mobster. So I don't know. I want to see what people say in the comment section. Do I look like
I think you would probably be. Well, you'd have to shave unless you're an undercover cop, because that show is very good. So I would say, well, you could be a Russian mobster.
Yeah, mobster, I think.
Yeah, you could. Well, congratulations on that.
Well, now the other thing they asked is they were confused about my ethnicity.
Why?
So I don't know. They asked what my ethnicity is.
What, you're Caucasian?
I'm Pennsylvanian.
Well, I got some people on the Facebook stuff. Larry Stryker. Larry. Let me get to this guy here. Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk. Larry Stryker, the king and his gentleman, had some. I think their show this week was the worst gimmicks of wrestling. Top 5 worst.
Oh yeah. I did watch that.
I did too. And the best ring entrance music. So those guys are thinking.
Shattered Glass. Shattered Glass is my favorite. I mean, I'm sorry. You hear that Shattered Glass? It's just
you're fine. No, you're fine. Oh, you can either do both are crooks.
There you go.
So Larry and the boys will be coming on February 6th to do a live interview. I don't know if you knew that. I think I've been promoting it because 2024. Last week was so chaotic, doing shows every night. Sunday, I took a little time off, and then I watched that lovely Steeler game, which I'll talk about at 9 o'clock. And then Ralph Williams is in the house. He's also contacted me. He's going to be doing Pittsburgh Sports Talk on Wednesday nights. So I think it's at 7 o'clock. He asked me to make him a logo. So I'll get that logo out as soon as I can. And it'll be on Block Talk Radio. So they'll be talking Pittsburgh sports. So,
you could always
Pittsburgh sports.
Throw him a curveball. I do have a Borat song that I could throw on. You could take a picture and incorporate that into his logo and see if he notices.
Oh, well, we'll see. Terry, thanks for tuning in, brother. Thank you. Ralph says, great, Shane. Good for you. Jason Carell is watching. Chris Elliott is watching. He says, hello, guys. Craig Fitzpatrick is on the Facebook. He says, hello. Larry says, thank you, sir. Oh, my. Ralph says, say hi to Jeremy Renner for him.
I hope he must be getting along okay because they're filming.
Getting a lot better. He's getting a lot better.
They're filming until the 5th in Pittsburgh, so the dates are literally tomorrow through the 5th. And I told him I could do tomorrow.
I can't do it because I work and I can't take off during the day. I was an extra at the one of those shows that had what the heck was it? It was about miners in Kentucky, and it had Opie from Sons of Anarchy, and all I got was $65. Yeah, I'm busier than a hooker. Yeah, Steelers on shore leave. Well, I mean, I'm trying, Steeler Freak. I'm trying to get this.
He is. He's out there out and about
to do what I'm doing. Jim LaMotta, thanks for tuning in. Jim LaMotta is a big time ring announcer for Rise Wrestling, and he used to be the Fight Underground wrestling stuff. Okay, here we go. Rich Smoke's in the house.
Rich Smoke.
It was a great. Listen to this. A great game on Monday. Yeah. I'll talk about that at 9:00, kids, so you can chime in. So, Rich, how you doing today?
Oh, hold on, my Wi-Fi's being funky here.
Rich.
Oh no. Lisa Wansmunsky, the mother of Kal-El, thanks for tuning in.
Yep.
It was a Buffalo Bills family. Because Lisa wrote me, and get this, Shane. She wrote me. She's like, hey, Bubba, why do you think you live an hour and a half away, from Pittsburgh, and you always got to be a Steeler fan? So I wrote her like a montage about stuff. And the reason why I am a Steeler fan, if people don't know it, my grandfather was a season ticket holder for the Steelers in 1970s. Now, my great-grandfather was a Pirate fan when they came over from Italy. So I am I'm a third generation from Italy, but my great-grandfather was a big, huge Pirate fan because they listened to Bob Prince. So like I told Tammy, I go, that was why. And my grandfather went to Pirate games. So when I had the opportunity to purchase my grandfather's ticket in 1995, he didn't give it to me. I had to buy it. So I bought it for 17 years. And then when I was a kid, I went to some Steeler games. I saw Bradshaw play. I saw a couple games, during the 80s, which was terrible to see. But also, too, I just wanted to explain to her, even I support the local. I can't get into supporting other teams when I live in my hometown because at the time, Lisa, if you're listening, in the 1970s was when I was 8 and 9, the Pittsburgh Steelers was the greatest football franchise of all time, Lisa, because we were winning Super Bowls. And let me say it one more time, Lisa. We were winning Super Bowls. So, okay, Brian.
Well, I have a quick answer to that. Growing up, Bubba, you and me both, the area codes to our parents' phone numbers was what? 412.
Yep.
Pittsburgh, baby. So it doesn't matter. And it's a lot. If you draw, you go like, who's the closest? You know what I mean? You don't go to a Walmart 5 hours away. If a Walmart's an hour away, you go to the closest damn Walmart or Sam's Club.
Well, it's a shame that you have to go to that, but yeah. So anyway,
our Walmart and Sam's Club got their ass beat. That's it.
Yes. And I don't even care about any NFL right now anymore after Monday anyway. I really, truly don't, because I have to finish out, but I really don't care. So, Rich, how are you doing? And how is the show? Because I seen you on a show last night.
I'm all over the place. I actually just did 3 shows in 3 days. So it's been a really busy couple of days. This is my 4th show in 4 days, and I do my show again tomorrow night. So it'll be 5 shows in 5 days.
Yeah.
It's becoming a little bit hectic here.
You were on a show was those Philadelphia guys?
One guy was a Philadelphia fan. One guy's an Atlanta Falcons fan. They've been doing something together for years. They have a network where they do all kinds of different stuff. They talk from finances to, I know they get into some racial things sometimes, but they're into all kinds of stuff. So I made sure ahead of time that I put myself on the right episode. So we talked some football last night.
Yeah. I was on for a little bit, brother. I was on for a little bit. I gave you your props, and then, no offense, I had to roll out because it wasn't my cup of tea. Because it just,
it's rare. I mean, I mean, it's only my second time on there with them guys ever. The last time was a couple of years ago when I came on your show for the first time with some of the fellas that I was podcasting with at the time. We also had them on our show back then, and we were on their show. So
I like those guys. They seem entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah, Dennis is a really smart dude. I mean, he's a big Eagles fan. I mean, when I tell you a big Eagles fan, I mean the guy knows his stuff. I mean, he'll pitch at guys from the '80s and the '90s and the '70s. He knows jersey numbers. I mean, I'm good with the same thing. So it's kind of nice to talk to him every once in a while because it's rare that I talk to educated fans from the Philly fan base. So, but it's funny. So speaking of which, so talking about, I know you're talking about doing the picks here. You guys, and I swear to God, I went through every score sheet for the last 11 weeks just to confirm that this is not wrong.
Okay.
Now, obviously, Freight Train won by percentage, but when it comes to wins, the full overall landscape, I still tell him it's a cop-out. He got to miss out on the hardest weeks of the year. I'm not going to bullshit you. I swear to God, we are all dead even, the three of us. Well, here's why. So Shane was up 2 games on me, and he was up 1 game on you. And then, obviously, you were up a game on me as well. Well, Shane finished 11-5 last week. You went 12-4, which ties you guys because you were only 1 game behind him. I went 13-3, which pulled me the 2 games I needed to tie them. So we all finished 138 and 100 there. And Freight Train and I had the best week. We both went 13-3 in week 18, 2 weeks back. So and we all sucked in the playoffs. We won't talk about last week. I didn't mark them down because I figured we're just doing that for fun. But
the playoffs. Did you? I mean, I recanted and picked the Chiefs after you picked the Chiefs. So I figured you got that. So other than that, I'm 2-6 last week.
I didn't even keep track of those.
I lost 2 out of 6.
I treated a lot more of those as recreational, honestly.
Right.
I didn't worry too much on that.
Well, the regular season is a lot harder, I feel, and it's longevity.
That's crazy.
The 18 weeks is longevity.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the odds of us all finishing at the exact same win-loss is at – I literally went back and I'm like, all right, did I have – I was just checking to make sure I didn't rob anybody. I'm like doing the math. I'm like, okay, well, what I do every week on this little score sheet here – you can't really tell, is I have the wins and losses for each of us in a column. I just put, 1-0 if you got that win. Then it's 1-1 if the next game's a loss. I do it all the way down. And then all I do is I just carry over to a new page the next week. I start off with all of our records from the prior week.
We all had winning records for people that don't know nothing about football, because that's what we were told on this from somebody that this podcast. I just do it for fun. I think this is a fun podcast. I just do it for fun. I just shoot the shit. I don't give now you get a little bit more in depth on your Thursday show with the point spread and the players and stuff like that. I do not. Because I just do it just for pick 'em and pick and grin. But I mean that's pretty good. We're successful, I guess.
How many more wins and losses did we have overall? Like what was the
We won 38 more games than we lost. We lost 100. We won 138.
If you bet $5 on that, we would have been up. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and Freight Train, shout out to Freight Train. He did finish at 123 and 81. So, I mean, he had a pretty good year. So, but really, he only won 4 more games than we did, which is why his percentage is different. He obviously played in less. Right. But really, he only really won. His win-loss ratio is he had 42 more wins than losses. We had 38 more wins than losses, and he had 3 weeks off. So, and again, in my opinion, the hardest week is always the first couple because you have no idea what's happening. I mean, New England might dominate week 1. The Eagles played New England, and we barely beat them. I thought New England was going to be the real deal this year.
The first 2 and the last 2 are the hardest weeks. The first 2 and the last 2. So.
Yeah, the third week you're getting a better idea, but there's still some question marks. I mean, you got a lot of teams sitting at 1-1 or 2-1 or 1-2. You're like, I don't really know how I feel about this. Yeah, it's hard. And I tell Freight Train all the time, I remind him as much as I can before our show and after. And I'm like, hey, man, just so you know, you copped out.
I'm probably going to think next year we're still going to do this because I think this is a great show and people do interact and that's awesome. And I think maybe what we can do is whoever, gets it, get a title or something, you know what I mean? Whatever. Yeah. But also too, everybody in the Facebook columns and stuff, if they keep with it for the whole regular season, because this regular season, they could also be part of that too. So, and we have some Joes in the house. Craig's like, go ahead.
I'll tell you what I can do because I mean, me and Freight Train, obviously, we're doing something like not the same, and we're breaking the whole game down and kind of giving our pick of the week. What I plan on actually doing is putting together a sheet that I've been working on for a while. It's a whole pain in the ass algorithm, but I'm working on something that what I want to do next year. If somebody now you have to play a certain amount of weeks to be eligible. You can't just have the most wins over 3 weeks and like nobody else do it ever again. We are actually going to be doing an NFL jersey giveaway next season. After
that's on your show.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. Well, no. What I'm saying is, I can leave those same forms available to anybody who watches this show and that show.
Sure.
And everybody will be eligible. So as long as you guys do at least, I would say 80% of the weeks of the season, because I'm not going to have, let's say one guy does 5 weeks and one guy does 4 and one guy does 7. Well, the whole idea is to have everybody participate. So. But I will be doing a jersey giveaway we will probably do it the show before the wild card round next season. It has to be a current player. I'm not doing throwback Mitchell and Ness. I'm not doing, custom with your last name on the back. It is going to be a current NFL player of your choice, and it'll be anybody you want. I do have a merchandise guy that I work through who I can actually get a nice deal. So we all win.
Well, there you go, people, and I'll have links for that. And Craig said, well, the Eagles and Steelers were all on the playoff couch now from the outside looking in, as my dad said. Yeah. Mike Stitt, thanks for tuning in. Lori Lash, thanks for tuning in. So, let's get into these lovely divisional matchups. At Freight Train, I know life is busy, and if he pops on, that's fine. But I got a lot of upsets last week, and I mean, it is what it is. And I'll talk about my team at 9:00 because I don't want to, that's why my show at 9:00 will be all venting and whatever. But so we're going to go to this lovely matchup. Hopefully it doesn't rain or whatever, or snow. It might snow. So where am I at here?
Probably will.
Yeah, where am I at here?
Steelers freak. I said Art Rooney, my victim impact statement. I love it.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. We will do this one first.
Ooh, that's a
Texans,
good one.
The Texans versus the Ravens. And I'm going to keep going on. Go ahead.
Want me to go first? Because I always go second. You always go first. Yeah, I'm picking the Baltimore, the Dirty Birds, the Ravens.
Okay. Any reason why?
Well, I think they're one of the. I think they're one of the best four. They're definitely the best four teams remaining. That's why I'm picking them. But
okay,
I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl, Bubba. I really do.
Okay, well, that's why we live in America. I'll go next, and I'll let Rich carry the caboose here. Chris Ward, thanks for tuning in. I'm taking the Houston Texans. I didn't think they were going to crush the Cleveland Browns like they did, even though with Joe Flacco, who's never lost a wild card game till last week. I'm taking and honestly, this is how it is for me. I hate the fucking Baltimore Ravens, so that's why I'm taking the Houston Texans.
Joe Flacco broke my heart.
Well, I wouldn't have fucking bet nothing on him, but yes, I taking the Texans, and Craig does too. And Kyle L says would like the Texans to win, but the Ravens will probably shut them out. Ravens by at least 14. So there we go. I'm not betting the fucking Ravens on. I don't give a shit. I will never take the Ravens for anything. But Smoke, your pick.
I am going to join the normal train and follow Shane here. I have to go Baltimore. I mean, the reason being, I just think they're better on both sides of the ball. Defensively, one of the most impressive defensive rebuilds I've seen. I mean, in the last 3 years, they've improved that defense like 90%. One of the hardest hitting defenses, one of the most consistent defenses. They're strong in coverage. They're strong in the run game. I mean, they do it all. Whether you like them or not, they have been phenomenal all season long. And I think the offense also has what it takes. Lamar's proven to be a lot better out of the pocket, which is what we've been waiting for from him. Everybody's been calling him a running quarterback for good reason for the last few seasons. And this year, I've been watching a lot of highlights where moving up in the pocket the way he's supposed to. And it used to be look left, look right, run. Now he's actually taking some time, looking for reads. He goes to his progression. I have to give him some credit. So I have Baltimore winning this game. I won't say blowout. On my show, I had Cleveland blowing out Houston, and that made me look bad. So I'm gonna stay humble. Well, listen, everybody thought that was going to happen. I mean, it wasn't like I was the only one that thought so. But I'm going to take Lamar.
Yeah, everybody thought that.
Yeah.
He's accurate.
Yeah, 100%. Lamar has become way more accurate than he used to be. Agreed.
Okay, Brian Reddick took the Texans. Richie Allen's in the house. Dancing Richie Allen. Thank you, sir. If you have any football comments, he said, where's Daryl? Daryl will not come on any of my shows Richie, even though he's a radio announcer in the Pittsburgh area, he will not come on due to the fact he doesn't want to handle what I got to say about the Steelers and the Mike Tomlin situation. I asked him to come on numerous times. He's like, I got to get paid, Bubba. You know the hustle. Well, look, brother, if you got a comment, I give you a platform. If you ain't got the balls to come on, you ain't got the guts, brother. So I'll just tell you that one right now. So if you can come on, I send them an invitation every time. But thanks, Richie, for tuning in. So here we go. The next show I got is we're going to switch it up. I'm going to go. I don't know what day it is, but let's go with this one.
Ooh, that's the 21st.
With Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, the Detroit Lions. First win in 30-some years. Oh, my God, since Barry Sanders, probably.
92.
Ooh, yeah. Yep. Oh, hey, he is the best ref in the biz. Yes, he is. I will take. You want to go, Shane? We'll just keep that.
No, let Rich go first on this one because I'm still. The coin's in the air right now. I'm waiting for it to land.
Okay, flip it. You know what? I'll go first. I'll let Rich go because he has a little bit more. Because he's more a little bit more technique, a little bit more substance. So I'm going to take. Even though I like Baker Mayfield, they got to go up to Detroit. It's a nice little story. Baker Mayfield is tough, but Dan Campbell, I'm taking the Detroit Lions. So, and Kyle says the Lions are good, but Baker Mayfield is better. Bucks win by 3. Lions will F up at some point. I don't see it, kid. If they fuck up, kid, it'll be in the championship game. Brian Reddick's going with the Lions. Shane, who are you taking?
Taking the Lions. I mean, that's what I was thinking before I flipped the coin, and the coin said heads, and that's exactly what the Lions, baby. I've been riding with them all year, so I guess I'll die with them.
Craig's got the Lions too.
I'm taking the Lions as well. I mean, I know what just happened with Philly and Tampa, and what I told people after the game was they should have scored more. I mean, that's like I have no excuses for the Eagles. I have no excuse for what happened in that game. I told everybody it was coming ahead of time.
Yeah, you did. You did.
And once I heard AJ was out, I told you guys on my show, I changed my mind. I said, I'll take Philly because I heard AJ Brown's going to be playing.
I heard that too. And
healthy. Yeah. So I thought we were coming in 100% healthy. So I was like, you know what? Maybe we do it now. Well, on this show, I took Tampa. I went back to my show the night after because the night after, about an hour before my show started, the Eagles released that A.J. Brown should be healthy and ready to go. So I'm like, okay,
do you think he didn't want to play?
100% he didn't. I mean, I'm sorry. Even when you're hurt in the playoffs, you at least travel with the team. You're at least on the sideline. Especially
he wasn't even on the sidelines or anything.
He'll be gone. He'll be out of the team by the end of the all season, which I'm happy about. I mean, I'm sorry with the way that he's been this year. I'd rather just get rid of him and find somebody else to take that role. Like I love Devontae Smith for that reason. Humble, plays great. He's the leader of the offense. I love that dude. But like I was saying, I mean, for me, the only knock on Tampa is they should have had more points. You watched that first half of that game. Tell me if you close your eyes, you don't think it's 35-0. That's what it felt like. Being an Eagles fan, I was like, holy shit, how are we only down by 1 score at halftime? They had the ball the whole game. I mean, we had the ball for like 2 minutes, give it back. 30 seconds, give it back. I mean, they were missing throws. I mean, Baker Mayfield missed a wide open Mike Evans 3 times, missed a wide open Godwin twice, too high of a ball to the tight end Otten like 5 times wide open. I mean, he was just missing throws left and right. His completion percentage was terrible, absolutely terrible.
But I think when they play, Rich, and you could probably attest to this, that the fever playoff pitch in Detroit is probably something that they have never seen in a long time. So that is going to carry. That is going to carry them.
I mean, the only thing for Detroit is Jared Goff. I've never believed in either. So Jared Goff, what he has to do here is, again, what we say about most quarterbacks, but really with him, I really mean it because he's not somebody who's going to launch a 45, 60-yard bomb down the field to catch up in the end. Jared Goff has to play consistent. Doesn't have to be a hero. Just be a game manager. Run the ball. You have 2 great backs in Jahmyr Gibbs and what's his name? I always fuck up his name, but doesn't matter. Montgomery. So you got David Montgomery and you got Gibbs. 2 great running backs. Use them, right? You got Amon-Ra St. Brown, great receiver. You got Reynolds, great receiver. You got Laporta, a rookie tight end who's been unstoppable this season. Play smart. Stay within the offense. Don't try to go launching the balls that you're not comfortable making. I think Detroit can win this game easily. Tampa Bay struggles in the red zone. Even against us, we were one of the worst red zone defenses all season, and they still couldn't get the ball in the end zone. Right. So I'm going to take Detroit. I'm going to take Detroit by about 13, 14 points.
Okay. Kyle L. said some of Mayfield misses to Otten weren't Baker's fault. Otten can't catch half the time. I don't know how. Kyle,
Otten made some great grabs in that game.
Let me ask you a question, Kyle. You know, you are a Bucks fan and you are a Bills fan. If they would actually go into a Super Bowl matchup, kid, what are you doing? Because how are you picking?
He'll pick the Bills.
I don't know.
My problem is I could never root for Baker Mayfield. I mean, the looks on his face pisses me off. I mean, like, even the first downs in the first quarter when they didn't have points. I mean, just the arrogance that Baker plays with. Never been a fan. Never been a fan of Baker as long as I've been alive. I never will be. I'm not a fan of Jared Goff, but I like Jared Goff.
Detroit looks hungry. Go Lions. The pop.
They do. Listen,
pop cake.
Those fans are crazy.
Yeah,
did you hear them? Did you hear them last week? They were ready to go, man.
Yeah, I like Dan
Campbell.
Give him love. I like Dan Campbell. I think
I don't know.
He's okay. You know what he reminds me of? Old school Bill Cowher. I mean, that's how Cowher was when he was coming in. When he came in, he got us into the playoffs that one year, and we got the shit kicked out of us by Buffalo because he played Neil O'Donnell instead of going with the hot hand of Bubby Brister. But yeah. I mean, it is what it is. So would have to take the Bills. Baker wants a Super Bowl, but the Bills franchise need once more. I don't think, kid, you're ever going to see a Buffalo's Bills winning a Super Bowl. I don't think that ever is going to happen. I really don't. I mean, I really, truly don't. But anyway.
The NFL does not want small market teams winning Super Bowls, just saying.
I don't think so either. And here we go. We got that one. We're going to save the best for last, maybe. Now, here is the big upset from last week, and they're coming to Packers are coming to the 49ers. I believe the dream. I don't know. It's going to be a slugfest. Jordan Love actually proved himself in the playoff spectrum. Dallas Cowboys are blown up. Jerry Jones is ready to blow that whole team up, and I thought he was going to have a coronary. I really did. My brother-in-law Dom was full in his Aaron Rodgers jersey. Now he's got to go buy a Jordan Love jersey. He's going to get one because he's got a connection that you got. He gets all his jerseys. You know,
I can buy him wholesale for $45.
Yep. And I told him get me a Merrill Hodge. But
they're harder though. They're harder to get.
Yeah.
Then a lot of the time, a lot of the small wholesale deals that you can get don't usually have a lot of legendary.
Well, they don't have bigger stuff, and I'm a big dude. I got a Lamar Woodley one in my.
What are you, a 3X, 4X? What are you?
I like a little bit of room, so I'm a 4. I'm lifting now, so I'm getting.
Are you a 4X LT or are you just a regular 4XL?
I don't know. What's a 4X?
I used to work for a company called Destination Men XL, which is all for like big and tall guys.
Oh,
so
long and tall.
I used to sell clothes all the time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I have a 21-inch neck, and so I mean, yeah, it's hard for me to get close. Greg's going with the pack. Steven from Ralph Williams show. Steven, he's a Steeler guy. Thanks for tuning in, brother, to the show. Kyle L says Niners by 1. You think the Packers will win last second, but they will miss a kick. I'll go this time. Look, the Packers is great last week. It's a great little Cinderella story last week, but I don't see him beating the 49ers at home on the back of McCaffrey running. It won't be a blowout, but I see the 49ers winning. Brian Reddick.
I agree. 49ers. I've been high on them all year, and I'm going to stay. Although the Packers look so good.
They did. But everybody loved that. They loved that when they were kicking Dallas's ass. Everybody just loved it. Everybody, except for the people I know that are Dallas's fans.
The memes on TikTok and Facebook are priceless.
I had to check on them. I had to check on a couple people.
As an Eagles fan, my entire newsfeed, that entire next 48 hours, dude, to this day, I'm still seeing 75 memes per day being posted.
Right.
On a minimum. This one's tough. I hate San Fran. I can't stand the entire fucking fan base. I can't. I mean, I'm sorry. For me, the worst 3 fan bases in the NFL, if I'm excluding Philadelphia fans, for me are San Fran, Dallas, and New England. I can't stand any of the fucking 3. Wipe all of them the fuck out. Drop a nuke on all 3 fucking
What
towns.
about Giants? They're kind of rowdy.
They're so fucking irrelevant these days. I could fucking sneeze and blow half of the fucking fan base away. There's like 6 left. They're all from the pizza shop that the fucking quarterback stopped by. No, I mean, for me, those are my least favorite 3. But I will say, you know what? I'm only doing this just because out of spite and because I really believe in what I'm a defense first kind of guy. I think San Fran's going to win. But that being said, I'm going to ride the train. I'm going to take Green Bay. Let's do it.
Ooh, okay.
Go Pack, go. And I don't like Green Bay either, but
yeah, you're the only one so far.
You know what?
You and Craig.
Jordan Love earned my respect the hard way. I am very hard on quarterbacks. I always have. Everybody is. I mean, quarterback's the hardest position to play.
Oh yeah, they're shit on.
Yeah.
I am harder on quarterbacks than most people. Like I am one of them guys where unless you do something super fucking impressive to shut my mouth, the hell with you, right?
Well, they have a quarterback now,
Jordan
so now they could be competitive in the NFC.
Had to face one of the hardest rises to stardom you can possibly face. You follow back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks in the fucking franchise's history.
Yep.
You walk in, you got benched for the first couple of years of your career, so you wasted years just watching and watching. Meanwhile, the media in every city is saying, oh, this guy's a bum. That's why they're not playing him. They keep Rodgers around because they don't believe in Love. They don't believe him. They're going to trade him. They're going to cut him. He sucks. He sucks. He sucks. I mean, that's all he heard for, 3 years, 2 years? Yep. He gets in there when he finally has a shot. He starts off rough, right? He started off pretty rough. And he has had, if you go look at his games, he's played some sneaky good football and phenomenal football in a game where it mattered the most.
I'm glad as a Steeler fan we had him in the earlier part of the season than we had him in the later part.
And what I love about him is he doesn't try to do too much. Some games he takes the game and puts it on his back. Some games he gives the ball to Aaron Jones and says, hey, man, you do it. Some games the offense struggles, but the defense picks up just enough to do the rest. That's a championship team. Yeah. My problem is the reason why I don't like Brock Purdy, he's never proved shit to me. He has phenomenal weapons everywhere you look. You could be fucking Stevie Wonder and see how many weapons that guy has. I mean, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel. There's like 4 potential future Hall of Famers on defense. Trent Williams at left tackle. Great players at fullback. I mean, the guy has every piece of talent you could ask for. Jordan Love has Romeo Dobbs, who nobody saw as a number 1 receiver. They got shit on all season saying, why did you guys not get a number 1? He had 151 yards receiving last week against Dallas. A secondary that everybody said was impossible to penetrate, and he did not miss a ball. So for me, I'm only going Green Bay because they all prove me wrong. From quarterback to receiver to O-line to defense, the entire team proved me wrong. They're going to prove me wrong again. Well, so I'm going to take Green Bay. I'm taking Green Bay.
You and Craig are the only guys.
And I'm sorry for my rant. I just truly hate San Fran. I can't stand them. And Jordan Love, you've earned my fucking respect. So good for you,
man. You're allowed to rant on this show. This is probably the only show that you can actually rant because sometimes I don't care about the algorithms because it doesn't matter. You and Craig are the only two that took the Packers. I believe
again the odds are against them.
I believe they look good. Yeah, last week they showed something like they will be competitive in the AFC definitely next year. I believe. And that division is going to be it's going to be them and Detroit fighting out for the North supremacy.
The NFC North is getting better. It's sneaky good. I mean, if Minnesota were to stay healthy and not have any problems and pick up a couple more pieces, Minnesota's scary. The only team that's a joke, in my opinion, is Chicago. I think they fucking suck, but that's just my thought.
Well, they won me a couple games, but I know the AFC North, Burrows will be back, and that division is going to be it's going to be the toughest division in football, and it's going to be it's going to be chaotic next year.
The NFC East right now is still going to be good. I think the Giants are getting better. Washington's going to get a little bit better. So the NFC East is going to be good. I just think North.
I just think the NFC is stronger than the AFC. I've said it. I've been saying
it. For the first time in a long time. For the first time in a long time.
Is weak, and it was Pickens, and we couldn't pick the fruit off the tree. And this is the last one. And Carlisle, I know who you're going to pick. So that's why I saved it, because I know you were on, because I know you don't have to go to bed. But this is the main, the big one here. Kansas City's got to go to Buffalo.
Before you even pick, do you have to mention Mahomes' crazy-looking outfit? He had red loafers with no socks. It's like -10, and he's walking like a satin suit, no coat. Everyone else wore regular, like grown-up clothes. Well, I don't know.
That's how the style is, brother. That's how the style is. I don't know how the temperature is going to be in Buffalo, because I wasn't happy that they switched it up. I know it was bad Sunday, but it was. I don't know. Like, I had people actually showing video of them in Buffalo and said, "Hey, we could play." I mean,
Well,
they were there.
The problem is it was a state of emergency. The governor called the game off. So the team itself, it wasn't like the owner of the Bills.
Yeah, I know, but see, the governor made it political.
The state of New York.
She made it political when she was bashing the Pittsburgh Steelers fans and being a smartass when she did that. And I think she was a bitch. So it
was still a state of emergency.
Right. State of emergency.
So it wasn't about football. It was just about again, it was just them trying. There was also a 3-day travel ban for a while. At the day of the game, if they would have played on Sunday, there was actually a travel ban on Sunday. There was nobody allowed out of their houses. I don't know if you heard Romo. I think it was Romo and Nance. Whoever the announcers were of Buffalo's game last week, they were saying they were not allowed to leave the hotel. Even on Sunday, they were still barricaded in. Nobody was allowed to leave the hotel until Monday morning. So as far as you guys are going to say, of course you could have played. But as far as the city itself, they were not allowing any citizens.
Well, they weren't. There was nothing we could. There was nothing we could do. I mean, I know me personally. If there's a fucking, I have to go to work no matter what. I have a governor's thing. I have to drive. It doesn't matter. I have to go to work if there's 3 feet of snow, which actually blows. So if the roads are shut down, it doesn't matter. I have to go to work.
The only thing I will say, and this is to some of the Steelers fans, I'm not saying you guys, but I've seen this all over the place. People were pissed that Buffalo didn't agree to meet in the neutral location. Nobody's given up home field advantage in the playoffs. I'm sorry. I get that you guys wanted to play Sunday, and I get that you guys wanted to do that. But if it was in Pittsburgh, let's say you guys would have been the home team, no way in hell does Tomlin and Rooney say, you know what, we'll meet you in a different city and play there. There's no way you're getting away from your fans in the playoffs. No way are you giving up home field advantage in the wild card of a playoffs. No fucking way. Definitely not.
Well, Pittsburgh has got advantages in a lot of stadiums. They got home field advantage.
I'm just saying that, but you don't ever give up home field advantage. You never do.
Well, that's never
That's what you're fighting for so hard at the end of the year, is to get yourself in a position where you can get a home game in the playoffs.
That has never happened in Pittsburgh football history where they banned or they suspended a game like that, even when it was minus 8 degrees or 10 in a championship game.
Not in Philly either.
They played it.
Philadelphia, 2013 or 14, the Eagles played the Lions in the Snow Bowl. You couldn't even see the lines on the field. The players couldn't see each other. We ended up beating them in a crazy game back then, but it was a hell of a game, but you could not even see the players. I remember watching it on TV, and I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to watch the game? I can't see anybody.
I think that would have been more of it too. You couldn't travel, and realistically, the NFL, you couldn't even see the game Sunday, and that would have been bad for the NFL also.
Well, I think that's what happened with the Eagles. Yeah, I think that's what happened with the Eagles-Lions game. Was kind of a precedent setter too. I
remember that.
The viewership dropped dramatically because people were like, well, what's the point in watching the game? I can't see.
You can't see shit. I remember that game. I watched it.
Unless you were an Eagles fan or a Lions fan, that wasn't a game you were going to watch. As an Eagles fan, it was worth watching because it was history and because I want to see my team play. If you're a Lions fan, same thing. But if you're just an average run-of-the-mill NFL fan, you're not going to watch that. You couldn't see anything. Well, you had to watch the replay after the play was over, even though they ran a play. The camera's moving. I'm like, why? There's nothing going on. Oh, the guy took an 80-yard catch. I'm like, oh, shit, never even saw it.
Yeah, it was bad.
But who are you taking in this one? Buffalo or Kansas City?
Let me read this stuff before I give my take. Still says I'm nuts. No way the NFC is stronger than the NFC. Troy Pierce is in the house. Kyle says time for Mahomes to finally play an away playoff game. Biggest game of Josh Allen's career. Revenge game for us. Bills by 10. Can't stand Kansas City. Go Bills. Brian Reddick says. I am the smoke.
I'm not sure. I'm
taking. Here we go. I'm taking Patrick Mahomes to come to Buffalo and beat the Buffalo Bills. I'm taking Kansas City.
Do you have your Kleenex box with you?
I'm taking Kansas City because I
don't know.
I just that's what I just don't think the Buffalo Bills have it to get to. They're just not. I just don't think it. I just don't think that they can stop Patrick Mahomes. It doesn't matter. Patrick Mahomes don't even have fucking receivers and still win games, and he's going to do it in Buffalo.
Are you going to take your brother, or are you going against your brother in this one?
I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. The interweb is telling me the Bills have a 57.1% chance of winning. But I'm taking the Chiefs.
You know, I don't like agreeing with Kal-El ever. I don't. I don't. I prefer.
He's still on.
I prefer arguing with him on people's like comment sections of all their posts. But I gotta go Buffalo. I think, again, it didn't go exactly the way that I had thought, but I do believe the NFL is still it's still a little shady in
agree.
my opinion. And in this game, think about it this way. What did everybody want last season in the AFC Championship game? It was Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. They made it to overtime. Mahomes gets a touchdown pass. And everybody's thing was, oh, well, if Buffalo would have had a chance, they would have scored and they would have won. And that's been the big argument for a year between Bills and Chiefs fans. This is going to be the year where Josh Allen, right now he's 0 for 8 ever in overtime. He's never won a game in overtime. This game is going to go to OT, and Josh Allen and the Bills are going to lead the drive down the field, and they're going to win this game in overtime. And the Bills will go on and get whooped by the Ravens the following week, and things happen. Shit happens.
This is in Buffalo?
Yeah, it's in Buffalo.
This is in Buffalo.
Oh,
that's another reason why.
I'm taking the Bills then.
That's why
I thought they were going to Kansas City.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to go Bills.
Well, yep. I'm going to add something to that because Kal-El said Buffalo's a Swiftie. That's why he picks the Chiefs. No.
Yeah.
I'm not a Swiftie. I'm not a Swiftie, Kal-El, but it has actually been proven that the NFL right now with Taylor Swift being in the box has been huge ratings for the NFL. Doesn't matter. It's huge, big numbers. They do not want those numbers to tank. That is another reason why the WWF
the second week in a row that I'm changing my pick with the Chiefs game. I'm picking the Bills because they're at home.
I just have a funny feeling because they're going to ride this Taylor Swift thing right into the fucking Super Bowl.
They're not going to give the Chiefs back-to-back Super Bowls. They're not going to do it.
They're not going to win. They're not going to win. I didn't say they're going to win. They'll get there.
They just don't want to do it.
So that's
whoever wins this isn't going to beat the Ravens. I don't think.
As of right now, no matter what,
the Ravens are that good.
As of right now, no matter, oh my God, they're phenomenal. They are in my opinion, the best.
They're good.
But as of he's a typical Steelers fan.
You're blinded by hate.
No, by the way, that's where I differ. I even came out and said I thought Dallas was going to make at least the NFC Championship game. I don't like them. I can't fucking stand them. But there's a lot of talent on that team.
Well, that's I'm never picking. I never picked them even when they had the defense that they had. I didn't like them.
But I will say. I mean, I get where you're coming from with the Taylor Swift ratings, but I will say as well. I think what they're doing this year is the year of the underdog. It almost feels like it's going to be Buffalo and the Ravens most likely. If Houston wins, it's definitely the fucking year of the underdog. I would not mind seeing Houston win. By the way,
it's Detroit. If anybody's an underdog, it's Detroit.
No, I don't think. I think Buffalo is. Everybody's been sitting on Buffalo for the last 6 weeks. I mean,
Detroit's never won nothing.
Yeah, but
Buffalo had their chance of winning games with Kelly, and that team was good. They will never win a game. They will never win a Super Bowl because they're not that good on both sides of the ball.
If Green Bay wins, and then let's say Detroit wins, those are two teams nobody thought was going to make that game, right? Whatever. It's the battle of the NFC North. Then you're going to look on the other side, and let's say Josh Allen wins this game over top of Patrick Mahomes. Lamar wins over with the Ravens. This is the battle of two guys that people have been arguing MVP about all season. Patrick Mahomes has not been mentioned as an MVP. Right now, the people that they say are the front runners for MVP are Lamar Jackson and not Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen.
There you go.
What better way to dispute who is going to be the MVP of the league than to have them face off? AFC Championship winner goes on to the Super Bowl. It's going to be Buffalo and Baltimore for the AFC Championship.
And he ended pressure.
And it's most likely going to be the Lions and the Niners, by the way.
Kal-El, her and Travis can still be at the game just to be there. Players have been to Super Bowls. Yes, but it's not the same, kid. Who cares about the Lions? They're too damn cocky. Well, cocky's good there, Kal-El. So,
Jason Kelsey also needs his brother to be free so they can do their podcast now.
Well, we'll see next week. I mean, I don't have nothing in on it, and I mean, it doesn't matter to me. But I just throw it out there, and I'll never pick the Ravens. I mean, it'll never ever happen.
He's too stubborn.
No, we beat him twice, and I don't give a shit. We beat him twice. It doesn't matter. I wanted to play him next week. I wanted to play him this week. Problem is, though, we didn't have TJ Watt. And Lamar Jackson is 2-5 against the Steelers. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with gambling, throwing a dice on that one if that would have happened, but it didn't. So, I mean, I don't think it'll ever happen. I don't think we're going to win a playoff game until I'm fucking dead. So, I don't know. It's terrible. It is. But we're going to do this next week. We'll do this next week, and we'll see who's definitely in the AFC Championship.
Sir. It'll be interesting.
You would pick them if they played the Bills. Steele says the Ravens are the best team in the NFL. Well, Steele, that's why you're my friend, and you can call it the way you see it.
On paper and statistically, it is pretty close to accurate information. So whether you agree, but the stats show a whole different picture. And sometimes they say numbers can sometimes change or whatever, and doesn't always.
They're a paper powerhouse. They are on paper. They are monsters. But
from the rosters to the statistical categories, I mean, they are phenomenal. Right. I mean, and I've been watching that defense play, and whether they can do that against San Fran or not, if they do end up being the two teams to face off, I mean, what they did to Purdy and that offense for the Niners, you all, by the way, you, Shane, and Freight all took San Francisco in that matchup.
I did.
I took Baltimore. And what did I say? I said it's going to be Baltimore and it won't be close. And everybody was like, first of all, you're picking against San Fran and you're saying it's not going to be close? No way. I'm telling you, when I look at a team like that defense.
Brock Purdy had his worst game ever, 3 interceptions or 4, whatever the hell it was.
It was 4. But if you see why, though, but the pass rush was unbelievable.
He had no chance of getting it off.
And the corners were all over Debo and Ayuk and Kittle like fly on rice. I mean, the guys, that's a great defense. When you have 4 or 5 major weapons and you have a great running back and you have an elite quarterback, or some people like to say, and that defense can shut them down the way that they did, whether it's a fluke or not, that is a dominant win.
Well, everybody has a day off. So the 49ers, I'm going to say, had a day off that day.
I mean, a day off is like losing by 14.
I would rather see the 49ers win.
I hate the 49ers. Fuck 49. I hope they lose I hope they lose early. I hope they miss their flight and have to forfeit.
Well,
fuck them.
Well, I mean, okay, Steele says because the Ravens defense caused them to have a bad game. Okay, yeah. I mean,
his best weapon is not his brain. His best weapon is the 11 guys around him that are absolutely insanely talented.
Well, I mean,
I could play quarterback for San Francisco.
We shall see. That's why we talk on podcasting, because I mean that's everybody. You know, Troy says the Niners win it all. He says Troy Pierce said the Niners win it all. We will see next week. We have the championship picks, and let me get some advertisements out of here before we go. Kal-El show, buckle to buckle. The kids in the Facebook comments. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, please do. He's on episode 4, I believe, and he talks a lot of WWE stuff. So support the kid. He's got some talent.
Yep.
Steele says Green Bay for the upset this week. He said that's what he took. And also, I'm also his cousins in the vote there for Miss Groundhog. I'm just trying to put some friendly stuff on there, even though we swear a lot. So people just vote. And also, Shane, are you still doing your show?
I am. Monday and Thursday. Thursday's going to be our Big 12 show.
Okay. Everybody check that out for Shane and anybody wants to do college stuff. And it's a process. Oh, he can process fast. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. And before I get out of here, I have a big interview I just interviewed last night. It'll be out tomorrow at 8:00. She actually said and gave me some props and said it was one of the best interviews she ever had. And this girl is a world of knowledge into pro wrestling. She's working with AEW and doing conventions, and she has her own podcast for Ring of Honor called All Things Honor, and it's Kimmy Sokol, and that'll be going tomorrow at 8:00 live on YouTube. And once again, this show, and I'll let Rich talk about it.
Yep, NFL Elite Banner live every Thursday at 8 p.m. I'm thinking for the rest of the playoffs, we may be going live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Tuesday will be to recap the games in advance, from the previous weekend. Thursday to look ahead. So we just have so much content that we want to get into that we're having a hard time making it a 1-hour show. So rather than giving you guys a 2.5-hour program, we're going to try to start doing 2 days a week. And then once the off season comes, we'll probably go back to a one show episode. We also have an interview coming up this weekend. We will be releasing it next Monday. I will be letting out a part of that. That same person will be back on the show on Thursday. So there's a lot of stuff coming. A lot of great content tomorrow night. I mean, I planned the whole thing pretty much by myself. Thank you, Freight Train. And no, I do. I pretty much do. I already have the entire thing set up. So at this point, So again, we're gonna recap a little bit of last week.
We love you, Freight Train. We love you.
We're gonna recap a little bit of last week.
He's busy repopulating the earth. You know, we have as Elon Musk says, we have a a population crisis. Yeah. So he's trying to solve that.
And we will be getting a little bit of everything. We will be talking Pittsburgh Steelers. So for all you Steelers fans, I had a ton of Steelers fans on there, by the way, last week. It was absolutely insane how many Steelers fans were in my comment section for the show. I forgot how many people on my Facebook were Steelers guys. But we will be talking, Steelers and Bills. We will be talking about the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Bucks. We'll be talking all of the games from last weekend. And there's also a couple interesting things that I kind of came up with here that I thought about. We're going to get into as well and start talking about some stuff as far as current events and some different ideas on what we think is going to happen next as far as some coaching switch-ups and some roster moves that I think could be really, really big for the NFL. So, please do tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m. You can find us on Facebook at NFL Elite Banter. Same thing on YouTube. So you can find us. Now, I have to send some links out because it's all jacked up because of that email situation going on. So, crazy, and then Facebook passed a new rule as of December 16th that if your page is not like 2 or 3 months old, you cannot stream live to it. So I still have to stream. I still have to temporarily stream to my Facebook, my personal, and then just keep uploading it over onto the NFL Elite Banner show. So you go to your YouTube, or do I have to use my fake account on Facebook? So I'm trying to get the YouTube to work. What I will do is I will make sure Bubba has the actual YouTube, because I can't use the NFL Elite Banter one because I'm locked out of the goddamn email, and Google support is the worst thing of all time. But there will be an Elite Sports Banter YouTube, and I'll make sure Bubba has the link. He can share that for you guys.
I'll do that.
And then, so feel free.
Baltimore got it 24-17. Ryan's in the house, and Chris Anderson's in the house. So,
and we are Twitter as well. NFL Elite Banter, anywhere you can find us. Twitch. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter. We are on Facebook, and we are going to be on YouTube. So we are a little bit of everywhere.
Steelers freak. Yes. So anyway, we got it down tonight. Yep. I will be pumping up stuff here in about 8 minutes. The Black and Gold Dynasty podcast will be going strong. And next week, we'll be talking about the NFC and AFC championships on who we pick. I heard it through. You must be talking about Rich, because I'm good, brother.
I'm holding open all dishes. I'm just kidding.
There you go. I'm good. I bring people on, but I
need to fill in for whatever freight train's busy.
Yeah, I did. I used to have co-hosts, and I don't like to have everything. I only like to plan stuff, and I don't like to wait around. So
I'll help you on Tuesdays.
There you go. So okay, everybody. I appreciate it, Rich, Shane. Thanks for coming on. We will see you guys next week. Hopefully some of my picks are good. Donnie Fulmer's just in the house, and I will get ready in about 3 minutes to do Steelers stuff. That's how I do it, fast and quick. It's like jumping in bed real quick and getting one off and then rolling out. That's what I do. I do it. I don't do it like that, but hey.
The podcast quickie.
Yeah, the podcast quickie. Okay, everybody, let me get out of here. Thank you, guys. Hopefully you guys tune in at about 9 o'clock or a little after 9. Give me maybe 3 after or 5 after. It's still going to go strong because it takes me a little time to type some shit up. And I actually talk to these guys after like about 30 seconds to a minute. So, okay, everybody, we'll see you later.